find the partial fraction decomposition of 2x squared plus x plus 8 over x squared plus 4 all squared. Now, first off, we're going to see if we can factor the denominator, which we can't. We just have a quadratic factor squared. And so how we're going to break this up is we're going to have that quadratic factor x squared plus 4. We also need another fraction for that quadratic factor squared, because if you raise it to the second power, we have two different denominators. And because they're both quadratic, they're going to have linear numerators, and so we have ax plus b and cx plus d. And we have to find those four constants. So to do this, we're going to multiply both sides of this equation by this denominator, x squared plus 4 squared. So on the left, we just have the numerator. And for this term, one of the x squared plus 4s will cancel out, but another one will be left behind. And for this term, both of them will cancel out. And so all we're left with is cx plus d. Here I'm going to expand these two binomials. And so I'm going to get this, and then plus cx plus d. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect like terms on the right and equate coefficients with the expression on the left. Actually, it's kind of simple because there's only one cubic term, so ax cubed. There's only one quadratic term, so bx squared. The linear term is 4ax plus cx. I factor out the x and I get 4a plus c. And the constants are 4b plus d. So, as you can see, there's no cubic term on the left. And so in order for the right side to be equal to the left side, a has to be 0. The coefficient has to be 0. For the quadratic term, you can see there's a 2 coefficient on the left, and so that means b has to be equal to 2. Here, for the linear, or x of the first power term, there's a coefficient of 1, and so 4a plus c has to be equal to 1. And finally, the constant on the right, 4b plus d, you can see the constant here is 8, and so that has to be equal to 8. And now we have to solve this system of equations for a, b, c, and d. You can see a and b are already solved for. And so we can plug it into the third equation, a equals 0. And we see that c equals 1. We can plug in our value for b into the fourth equation. And we'll see that d is equal to 0 because we have 8 and 8, so it subtracts to 0. And so if we go back to our original expression, we see that a is 0 and b is 2. So we have 2 over x squared plus 4. And for here we have c equals 1 and d equals 0, and so we have x over x squared plus 4 squared. So this is our final answer.